right, so let's talk about how you wound up at BYU. I mean, obviously you're one of the biggest names in the transfer portal for this school, for BYU, and it's a quarterback university, man. Like,
it is.
Why BYU, and what are you doing here?
Yeah, that's a good question. I really didn't even really know the history of it. I kind of knew, but again, I think for the reason I got here was just the offense with Coach Roderick and the success they had with Zach and Jaron. They're going to throw the ball a ton, and that was my decision. Like, do I stay here and play in this offense, or do I go play an offense that I want to play in and know that I'm getting into and play for a coordinator that I committed to? Because I never got to do that up until this point, which is kind of crazy too. So again, I decided to take the risk and take the opportunity because I think I want to have it on my terms. And then once I got there, I was like, man, this is where it all started. The air raid didn't even exist. And West Coast offense, it all started in Provo with Gifford Nielsen, who I met 2 weeks ago.
Wow,
so
look at you. Yeah.
It's pretty incredible. So, yeah, I'm super fortunate to be a part of it.
What does Cody Epps mean to you?
Cody, it's one of my best friends since I've gone to school. He actually texted me early on. It was probably one of the first people to text me from BYU. And he's just been awesome. And I'm so happy that he's decided to stay and that he's here today. And he does everything so well on the field. He's really a quarterback's best friend. He knows when to get to the spots at the right time. Super disciplined route runner. I'm excited for him this year.
So when you were at USC, there was all the hype. You were the guy. How has that experience shaped your football life? I mean, obviously, I covered that team for a long time, having lived there, you were the guy. And I think there was genuine disappointment when you transferred. And I wonder what going through that process was like for you, and how did that impact you as a football player?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to transfer. It was never the goal to transfer. And that was, I think, the frustrating, sad thing is I feel like I never even really got the opportunity to play out my third year when your coach gets fired so early in the season. But it was unfortunate. And I graduated from USC. I have so many friends from there. But again, I think the beauty of it and all the madness of it is I did get to end up here and meet so many people that, mean so much to me now. I have so many friends and people that are important to me that are BYU people, coaches, players, even people around the program. And I think although it wasn't the plan initially, I'm still really grateful for that in this opportunity.
Well, and I think the journey is interesting because there's opportunities to be positive and to be negative. You make choices through difficult situations, right? Mm-hmm. So when you look at your journey in football and you end up in Provo, right? Are you fond of where you've been and how you've led up to this moment? Are there good memories for you, or does it energize you? Does it excite you to look back on it?
Oh yeah, at times. I mean, there's things that you look back on and probably bother you too, but I think for the most part, most of the memories are fond. Most of the people are, I still have pretty good relationships with. So it's nothing, you look at it kind of fun, in a good positive light, but then at the same time, I'm just so grateful of the way everything's been handled here. And it makes me that much more grateful having went through certain experiences other places, saying okay, this is how they do it. And this is how I wanted it to work out the first time. So again, it makes you that much more grateful having had the past experiences.
The interesting thing about you is that you wind up at BYU and you won the job in spring. It was, I'm not going to say it was easy because nothing's ever given to you in football, it seems like, but it seems like this has been a good fit, a comfortable fit. It's a place that it's been easy for you to ingratiate yourself. Do you feel that? Was it easy for you here?
It was weird. And winning a job isn't easy to speak, but everything just kind of fell into place. I feel like who I was as a person was, standard to fit in really well to the culture at BYU. I think, the way Coach Roderick coaches everything is kind of how I've always been coached my whole life.
Right.
And so I think everything, and it would come in waves. Coach would say something, coach would tell you, coach a certain concept, and it'd just be that's how I want it to work. That's how I want it to work. And it all just stacked up man, this is perfect. Almost too perfect, where one. And, some people are man, I hope the season works out for you and all this stuff. And I was look, regardless of the outcome of wins and losses, I'm just so grateful for the experience I've already had and being able to work and compete with the guys that are, in the building with me. So
at BYU, obviously this is a place that's had a quarterback or 10 that are pretty good at throwing the ball.
Oh, yeah.
You're a guy that obviously has expectations. So when you look at yourself and you look at the expectations that your teammates and your coaches have for you, how do you feel like you fit into this system, and what do you like about the offense at BYU?
Yeah, I mean, I think I fit in pretty well. I'm probably not as twitchy of an athlete as Jaron and Zach, but I also think passing game wise, we can do a lot of stuff in our offense, and that's, again, I guess that's the thing that excites me is, Coach Roderick and Fessy, our receivers coach, like they want to throw the ball, and that was evident from the first time I met A-Rod, and he does things a certain way to protect the quarterback. We do a lot of screens, we move the pocket. Our run game is set up play action. And again, I think all those things help the quarterback. And there's a reason they've had a lot of success. It's not just because, they got lucky or, and those guys are really talented, but it takes a team around them and takes a coaching staff around them to have success.
Yeah. And I think also your experience, over the last 3 seasons, particularly, you bring a lot of that experience in your game and in the kind of quarterback you want to be. Do you see that this season playing out for you? When you visualize this season, do you see that style? Do you see that success playing out in front of you at BYU?
Yeah, definitely. And, I wouldn't have committed here if I didn't think that would be the case, and I'm excited. It's a tough schedule. It's a tough conference. It's probably the toughest schedule I've ever had. But, again, I'm looking forward to the opportunity just to do it with these guys, with my brothers, with the coaches I committed to. And it's going to be a challenge. It's not going to be easy. There's going to be times of adversity, but again, if it was easy, everyone would be doing it, right?
Well, and you look at this moment in time for BYU. This is not a insignificant moment. It is one of the historic times in this football program. Do you guys talk about that? Like, I mean, how do you not talk about the Big 12? But, I mean, how much are you guys talking about the importance of this transition?
I think I don't even know if we talk about it as much. Obviously, we talk about, the standard of the Big 12 conference and how we have to rise up to it. But I think more so it's just like a feel, and I felt it on my visit to visit school. Like, there's a certain energy and motivation. Like, there's a fire lit under everyone to kind of go out and have, to really do their best work and have a great year, more than any other place I've been, to be honest. And that was another place that excited me. Like, this is my last year. I have that excitement for me, and I want that excitement to be mirrored by the people around me. I don't want people to be complacent in a time when I can't be complacent. So I'm excited for that.
Think about that. You just said this is my last year. Like, this is a big moment in time for you. And I think you talked about the schedule. You talked about moving up to the Big 12. Like this, do you embrace that? Does that cross your mind? Hey, this is my last year. And I mean, you're probably going on, but do you ever get the idea like, man, this could be my last year of football. This could be my last year in a locker room. Like, I would guess you don't think in those terms.
I don't think in those terms, but you never know how things in the future are going to shape up. You really don't, like what opportunities you'll get, if any, or how it's going to work. So I think for me, it's almost, although it is like a lot to think about, it's almost comforting. Like, I want to make a decision after this year. This is it. Like, I'm going to play this year. I've been there before too. So like, I get to play this year, have the most fun doing it, get to really enjoy. Like, I'm the starting quarterback. I don't know when, if ever, I'll be a starting quarterback again. Hopefully it does happen. I plan on it happening, but like, you never know opportunity wise going forward. So like, for me, I have this great opportunity to be a starting quarterback. I've had, that opportunity every year, which I'm super grateful for. But again, this one makes it almost that much more special because I just get to go play football. It's an incredible challenge ahead of us. But again, I think we're good enough to, to have success.
All right, let's not talk football with Kedon Slovis on the Monty Show. Thanks to our friends at BladeHQ.com. What have you found in Provo? Like, are you a food guy? Are you a golf guy?
Has been. I grew up in Arizona, so like I grew up golfing a little bit, but recently it's been bad. I got the itch really bad, and I've never had so many guys on the team want to golf too. Like, I feel like we actually did a retreat in St. George with the whole team a few weeks ago, and we had five foursomes out there on the course. Like, I could never find 20 guys wanting to golf on any other team.
What are you swinging? Do you have your own bag? Like, what do you?
Yeah, I hit Callaway's at the moment.
You got to get on the PXG grind.
I know. Cody just got brand new ones.
I'm a PXG guy, dude.
Really?
Like, I play a lot. And the PXG,
I've heard great things.
It bangs. Their new golf ball is amazing. Not doing a commercial for PXG, although apparently we are.
You want to sponsor? I think you might have one.
So, do you love golf? Like,
No, I do.
Yeah,
it's bad. So like just a little off track again, but like Dan, our nutritionist, his name's Dan Wilcox at BYU. He used to play on the tour. I didn't know that until like recently. So one day I just go in there, I'm like, Dan, like, I need help with my driver. Like, what are you doing? And he tries to give me some tips. And I'm like, every day I go talk to him. And one day he's like, what are you doing at 1? Let's go to the range. So like, I've gotten the itch bad because now I'm like, I need to get better. I'm a quarterback. Like, I should be able to be good at the small, fine mechanics.
Yeah,
of
quarterback
things.
is golf. That's
Right.
what you guys
So
do.
I'm like, and again, there's always these, especially at BYU, there's all these golf events. That's never
Yeah.
happened at other schools. So I'm like, I don't want to show up to a golf event and be terrible. You know, I need to be like at least qualified, like decent.
I'm the starting quarterback at BYU. I need to be decent at
Yeah,
golf,
so
right?
Dan, shout out to Dan. He's helped me out a ton. I think I've gotten better. I shoot probably mid high 80s if I'm playing average. If I
Let's
play well, I could
go.
shoot low 80s, but that's a happening.
We have to get you up to Canyons in Park City. That's our course. We
Really?
partner with them.
Okay.
I play there every single weekend. But I have the golf itch. It's terrible.
Okay.
Man,
I played
at
at Victory Ranch in Park City
I like it.
2 days ago with John Beck.
Nice.
But
Oh,
yeah.
John Beck used
Yeah.
to. That's my guy.
Yeah,
John Beck.
that was a treat. That was awesome too.
Man,
But yeah.
I'm telling you, once you get into it,
Oh, it's bad.
Oh, it's terrible. So, what's the food grind in Provo? Where do you have a spot yet?
Not really. I went to this one place. Shout out to Black Sheep. I guess
Okay.
you've been to Black Sheep. It's a good
Never
place.
been to Black Sheep.
There's what's another place that I love? There's what's it even called? Rio Sonora. This
Okay.
tiny Mexican place. You've been there?
It's not taco surf, man. Where'd you grow up?
Yeah, in Phoenix, Arizona.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to. I lived on South Mountain and in Mesa
Okay.
before that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah.
I needed a good Mexican place to get. It's hard. That's not as great as I would like compared to Arizona, but that gets the job done.
But living in LA, when I lived in
lots
when
of
I lived in
tacos.
Huntington Beach, taco surf is the greatest place in the world.
Yes,
But I'm telling you, Mexican food lacks in Utah.
it does.
It does.
We
I
need
don't
more
want.
Mexican food in Utah.
I'm tired of hearing about barbecue, and I'm tired of hearing about hot
I agree.
dogs. Just give me some
And
really
there's a big
good
Mexican
food.
population. Like we should have more food out there. But
Maybe
I'll have to
you
call up
should
some
open a
people in Arizona.
restaurant.
Yeah, maybe it's me.
When you're on the PGA Tour, you should open a
Yeah,
restaurant.
that would be great. That'd be
Stay
ideal.
healthy. Great to meet you,
Yes,
man.
sir. Thank you
I
so much.
appreciate it. Really good
Appreciate
talking to
it.
you. You bet.